Startup Spotlight finals are kicking off right now. Before seeing the startups pitching on stage, I'd like to thank so much to the main partner of the Startup Spotlight competition, KPMG, but to the other partners as well, Bitdefender, F6S, UiPath, Gecad, Orange, Fitbit, DLA Piper, Elrond, Cleverbridge, Gapminder, and Texcelerator. You are amazing. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for them, please. So these startups that are going to pitch on stage are competing for best AI, best blockchain, best innovation, best pitch, and best startup. Without further ado, I'd like to invite on stage the jury who will be evaluating the startups. So please welcome Dan Lupu, Marvin, Liao, Rene, Schob, and Radu Georgescu. If you are here, please join me on stage. Please write down your names on the papers. Don't forget. Okay. Okay. All good? First startup pitching on stage at Startup Spotlight Finals, Instant Factoring. Big round of applause because they are nervous.
Hello everybody, good evening. My name is Elisa Rusu. I am CEO and co-founder of Instant Factoring. You know, after the pitching of yesterday, I was very upset because I prepared so much for the pitching and I even woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to repeat, and when I got here on the stage and I saw so many people and all the lights over me, I completely forgot my pitch and I even forgot to change the slides. So I said to myself that if today I will be among the finalists, then I will change the rules for the pitch. And I will have my own rules. And I will not try to impress the jury with our amazing figures, with our machine learning, blockchain system, AI system, nothing of that. But I will try to talk with you with my heart and with my soul and explain you why I believe in this business and why I really love this business. You know, in 20 years of banking, I saw so many clients walking out the door, being rejected, not because their financials were too bad, but because they were too small for the traditional players. Imagine a client coming and asking for a loan of 2,000 euro. The profit generated for such a loan is 50 euro. So, for a traditional player, how many thousands of clients like this will be necessary in order to be profitable? And you know, traditional players are still using human work in the back. And how many other people they will have to employ in order to process so many requests for the clients? So that's why we decided when we started Instant Factoring to disrupt this market and to create a software which is capable to score, analyze, and give an answer to the clients in real time. So, we have this software which is doing all of this, answering for the clients in less than 2 hours. And if the answer is positive, the clients will get the money in less than 24 hours. So, that is why in only 7 months of activity since we started, we are able to serve more than 350 clients to put in the market 2.5 million euro, to help these small businesses in order to develop, to create jobs, to pay their salaries, and to pay the taxes, and do a lot of things. We disrupted the market. We opened the door for small businesses which were capable now to have quick access to the cash. And you know, maybe because changing the speech and not showing you our figures and not having the slides will not give me a prize today. But I already got my prize today. I was talking to a client this morning who told me, you know, lady, you are the first one in my 3 years of activity who asked me about my business, who put me so many questions, who tried to understand my business and who tried to find a solution for my business. This is the prize I really expect from clients, to see a satisfied client and to help them. And you know, I realized that working in corporation made me and maybe others like I a robot because I was working for my salary and for other goals. So let's put a robot and let's put the technology to work for us. Let's take advantage of this technology because we are living the days of technology in this moment. And let us become human again. Try to communicate with each other, try to understand each other, try to learn from each other. This is what we are doing now in instant factoring, and this is the price we are getting. Thank you very much.
Questions?
The jury is muted, no?
I have a question. I think human interaction with clients is very important, but for startups like yours, it's important to also grow rapidly. How can you clone yourself in the client relationship, which is so good?
You are meaning that how can we keep the communication with our clients as we want to grow very fast, or exactly?
No, because you gave an example as a human interaction with your client, but actually you're an online platform at the end of the day, with as less as possible human interaction in order to leverage and to create speed. So how do you bring this trust across?
No, actually, it's an online platform, but we still use the phone and communicate with our clients, and especially with as much as we want to calibrate our automized scoring in this moment and not to use it like that, we try to understand the reason why we rejected a client and see if the reason was for real or not. And that's why we very often call the clients. But in the moment we calibrate the model, I think this will somehow diminish.
Do you mind if I jump in? What specific sectors are you focusing in? So SME is very, very wide. Is there some industry? Is there geography spread? I didn't get any of that in your presentation.
Yes, in this moment we are focusing in little producers, in companies which are doing commerce, and in transport area. These are the most affected by the access to liquidity. And we want to spread also in other countries, especially in emerging markets like us, because they are very similar like culture. And in the near future, we are opening in 3 new markets next year.
So which countries are you in?
Now in Romania, and beginning of next year, we already settle, we live tomorrow there, Croatia, Serbia, and Poland.
Okay. How long have you been around?
7 months.
Okay, all right.
What's your default rate?
0.05%.
Okay. And the perspective?
Under 1 is our budget for next year.
7 months, though, is super early.
I think
questions?
we calibrated very well our model, as we have also a database helping us to do this.
How do you finance the loans?
We have our own money from partners and shareholders, and also we got some funding from a social impact fund based in USA, because as I told you, we are a social impact institution because we are helping micro clients, small clients to develop their businesses.
Other questions? No? Thank you. Thank you so much. Next startup pitching, Nifty Learning.
Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Liz. I represent Nifty Learning, and we automate training, scheduling activities, and I think I don't have the clicker. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, cool. So, has anyone organized or attended a corporate training event? A show of hands, maybe? Okay. It kind of looks like this for a training coordinator inside an enterprise. So it's really messy, a lot of systems that need to be updated in real time. More often than not, data entry is repetitive. You update the same kind of information in 2 or 3 different tools. If you don't do this in real time, it can cause a lot of problems, especially if you handle 50 training sessions in a day or 1,000 training sessions in a year and so on. So In case you didn't know, there are about 1 million training events, classroom training events happening every day, every working day in the world. And about the quarter of the money spent on these 1 million training sessions is wasted. The reason why this happens is the low fill rate, for example, which is one of the metrics of measuring a good training plan. So for every 10 people that go into a training room, 2.5 don't, or that are supposed to go into a training room, 2.5 don't, and that's money wasted for companies. We narrowed down the pain points by interviewing a lot of companies either in Romania or outside of the country, and we identified 3 main points. Gathering the training needs, managing the resources needed to satisfy these needs, and measuring the return on investment on training. So we came up with Nifty Learning. I previously worked in training administration outsourcing, which is basically a fancy way of saying companies who organize training for other companies. And we said we need to take the process back to basics. So we give companies a place where all the stakeholders input their needs, so learners, managers, HRBP, and so on. A place for the training teams to schedule and collaborate and assign tasks for the training plan itself, and a tool to analyze and improve in real time the way the training is delivered and the quality, let's say, of the overall training plan. So remember this mess? Basically what we do is we take and group all the activities that happen in the same systems, and we order them according to when the perfect point in the process is. We automate all the updates and the data entry, so as soon as your databases are in the same place, data entry kind of goes away. As soon as you click the first button, it's done, it's propagated in all the other resources. Of course, if the data is in the system, you can report on it in real time and improve on it in real time, because the system will tell you what to do to improve it, and that's how you get eventually organized, and this happens all in one platform. That means that we can save up to half of the time with the solution that we have in place, but in the future we want to basically eliminate all the admin tasks in the training coordinator's job and let them focus on their core job, which is identifying better training for companies, for employees, and bringing that training to the employees. The market size, it's pretty big, so almost all companies right now do instructor-led training in one way or another, whether it's internal or bought from the market. And the market itself for training management, so for tools that help companies get organized, is $36 billion per year. Our go-to-market strategy, we fortunately and unfortunately need to do direct sales. This is the channel that we've identified could work for us. Our target customer is over 1,000 employees, because they would tend to have a learning budget assigned and a need to get organized better. And the pricing model is quite classic, subscription and pay-per-use. In terms of competition, we get the question a lot, what do you guys, like, do you do content or not? We do not Okay. Questions?
Yeah, let me ask you, maybe this slide is actually important. So why are you different and better than the hundreds of other systems out there? Just not super clear.
Okay. So we don't compete with the guys that create content. We're not a classic like LMS. I'm not putting the course content, I am not creating the learning, the knowledge that needs to be delivered to the people. All the companies already have knowledge that needs to be delivered. I'm just a platform. It's like a project management tool for training. It's agnostic of the kind of content that you need to deliver to your employees. That's for the left side of the screen. For the right side of the screen, we actually have a complex mix of factors that work together as a USP. So basically, our competitors, some of them are either very old as an interface and they're just too complicated to configure. Therefore, clients go to spreadsheets because it's easier. Some tools are not collaborative, and we've discovered that this is a need in most companies. The pricing itself, it's not very flexible. It limits you to a number of users, and the number of users in case of a training plan is not relevant in terms of administrative effort. The onboarding process, how easy it is to get your data into our app, because it takes a long time to configure the other tools. Companies just end up paying a lot for solutions that they never end up using because it's just too hard to onboard.
Who are you selling to?
Any company that has classroom training.
Sorry, who at the company are you selling into?
Sorry, who?
What's the
Target
title?
persona?
What's the title of the person you're selling into?
Okay. A training director, an HR manager, a VP of learning, anyone who's in charge of the people development side of the company.
Do you have paying customers?
No, we are pre-revenue.
Okay. So these pilots are free then?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Why isn't this a feature of one of the learning management systems?
So for those that do online training, because they focus on online training, they are the part that focuses on classroom training is either inexistent or very poorly developed. It's like, nah, they also do some classroom training. So it never ends up in the front end of the customers. They have the pain. They already have a system, so everybody's under the impression that the problem is solved, but the problem is not solved. And we know this because we've spoken to companies who already have LMS solutions in place, even solutions that have features that do training administration specifically, but they just don't know how to configure them. Or if they try to configure them, they go to the vendor, and the vendor imposes a really big tax because, tax fee, consulting fee, and they just never end up doing it. So they just revert back to pen and paper. Our counter proposal to this is we know that the administrative process is for practically every company that does face-to-face training, about 80% of the administrative process of organizing a training session is the same, regardless if you're making cars, selling software, or consultancy. To prepare a classroom training session kind of does the same thing. So we go back to the basics using our experience in the past, the industry, and we give them exactly what they need. I know that your pain point is that you need a notification for a minimum attendance level reached. I already have that because I know that you're going to ask it from me. Or measuring fill rate in real time. I already have that because I know you guys need this metric to know how effective your training plan is financially. They're frozen, let's say, in legacy systems, and they don't know that they can do better, so they just revert back to pen and paper and spreadsheets. Thank you.
Next startup pitching, TPS Engage.
And the mic is working. Hello, everyone. My name is Matei Psatam, and I'm the co-founder of TPS Engage. I've worked in advertising for the past 8 years, and there's always been something that has shocked me. If you look at the multitude of communication channels, one of the oldest, if not the oldest, is outdoor advertising. People have been putting up ads ever since we invented writing. And then, if you look at movies like Minority Report that show us how outdoor advertising will look in the future, and take a step back into today's world, you realize that the channel has not evolved significantly. This is a $30 billion market, which is comprised mostly of big brands like the ones you recognize here. However, these big spenders only manage to take up 50% of the available inventory. The other 50% remains unsold and unused. This happens for 3 main reasons. The businesses that traditionally invest billions into online media channels consider outdoor advertising expensive, unmeasurable, and non-responsive. And that's because, truth be told, it is. But all that is changing as we speak. TPS Engage is a self-service platform that makes digital outdoor and indoor advertising accessible, measurable, and contextual. We do this by tapping into the unsold inventory and offering the unsold inventory to advertisers at a minimum buy-in of 1 hour at affordable prices. We also put sensors on top of the screens that allow us to analyze the feeds, and our AI-powered solution is able to offer real-time analytics to advertisers. And we take all this and other public or customizable data triggers and are able to let advertisers change their content based on a variety of factors, such as weather, time of day, or even the gender of people in front of the screens. This all happens within one platform and, of course, in a GDPR-compliant way. Now, in terms of competition, there are other players trying to solve this issue in the industry. However, none of them offer an integrated way to solve the minimum buy-in benchmark, offer real-time analytics and contextual tools, all within one platform. So far, we've worked with a variety of SMBs, such as NGOs, dental clinics, and other various small shops, but as well as big brands in their efforts to future-proof their digital marketing. Locally, right now, we are proven on the local market by taking a 4% market share out of the digital outdoor market with only a couple of screens. And if we did that here, imagine what we're going to do with the 10,000 screens that we are launching soon into the platform in the US. We are a Techstars company. We've won the Dubai Links International Advertising Award for Startups, are a founding member of the European Tech Alliance, alongside brands such as Spotify and Naspers. Our entire team is honestly a motley crew, comprising over 50 years of experience in advertising, marketing, product development, and business development. So, if you want to join us in reshaping an industry that is just right for the taking, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
What's your go-to-market model?
Our go-to-market model is for big brands. We already work with a variety of media agencies and big brand agencies. For small businesses, we partner with digital agencies that focus on the small business sector, and as well as agencies that, for example, already run the Facebook or Google campaigns for these businesses. And we partner with them in order to push the solution to their clients. We already have partnerships here locally and are finalizing some abroad as well.
Just to clarify, you have signed 10,000 screens in the US?
They are in the technical integration part right now, yes.
And they're signed, therefore. And money, I mean, for money, they're coming, they're paying, they're paid.
They're not paying us to integrate the screens, meaning that they are going to be integrated into the platform, which means we can then offer them to advertisers.
Got it.
Question on this, the screen integration. So I assume it's a rev share, is that right?
Yes.
What's your rev share? What's your cut?
It varies from network to network, so we can cover the cost of offering the data to the clients. So it's based on the number of screens, on the value of each.
What's the range?
It can vary anywhere in the double-digit area.
It's not very helpful, but okay.
We can talk in detail if you want.
So basically, you are an affiliate.
Sorry?
You are an affiliate, and you can earn or not, depending on whatever other things, right?
They're basically an ad network, right? So they're
Yeah.
aggregating all the screens, selling it, and then they take a cut, and then I know this business model very well, right? So I know ad tech, terrible space, but anyways, I know the space very well.
However, no other solution offers data as well. So it's not only an integration model, because we integrate the unsold inventory, which is the same as the big brands are buying, and we also offer the data to small advertisers, which is one of the main reasons which they don't advertise on this channel, right?
Who do you consider your direct and indirect competition? Who do you consider from the traditional sort of like offline players, and who do you consider your direct competition from another? Because there are other players doing this, and so how do you look at this landscape? Because it wasn't very clear.
In terms of traditional advertisers, it's honestly a perception, and it's a perception approach for most of them. So most media buyers are not used to treating outdoor like this, right? They're used to buying it with a spreadsheet, and that is about it. So in that case, it's a challenge for us to change this mentality. In terms of direct competition, like I mentioned, there are players that, for example, focus strictly on the data part. But none of them offer a single solution to also gain additional revenue for the billboard operators, get data for those billboards, and also offer more performing advertising tools to the advertisers, which is what our contextual tool does.
So you said the minimum is 1 hour. This gives you also the flexibility that you will change prices according to, let's say, the amount of people who are in the metro station and so on.
Yes, we do that. So the pricing is based on the impact of the ad at that certain hour.
How you track that with AI in a camera or?
Yes, so it's a video feed. So in the camera, basically, we track the, for example, the gender of people, age brackets, and this is the.
So you are installing 10,000 cameras for those things?
Slowly but surely, yes. We already have cameras installed. Sorry, here in Romania.
What's the total universe? So how many screens do you think, like, so you said 10,000 in the US or globally?
In the US,
in
that
the US.
we are integrating.
Yeah,
right
sure, sure. 10,000. What is the total universe? I'm just trying to understand sort of.
It's, if you include indoor as well, which makes up the majority of them, we're talking of hundreds of thousands of screens.
Time's up. That's it. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next startup pitching MEDIjobs.
After.
Hi. So, thank you. Did you know that this year, in January 2018, for the first time in history, healthcare became the biggest employer of the economy? Fun fact for Trivia Night. This information is barely known by anyone, even though healthcare has grown steadily in the last years. Hi, my name is Rene, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of MEDIjobs. At MEDIjobs, we consider it's right about time to have an adapted solution for healthcare, the more dynamic and the fastest growing employment market of the economy. Medical recruitment is hard, and I felt this myself during my 8-year experience in healthcare management. But on a bigger scale, there's an even bigger problem. Today, 8.5% of people worldwide are age 65 and over. By 2050, this percentage will become 17. So the truth is that all these medication, devices, technologies that we're using are helping us live longer, but not necessarily healthier. So because of aging of the population, population growth, retirement of current specialists, the need for medical specialists is projected to grow in the following decade. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, healthcare will have the fastest employment growth and will add the most jobs by 2024. In fact, as I just told you, became the biggest employer of the economy. And to make it even more relevant for you guys, it's like IT recruitment, a highly attractive sector for many startups around the world, is 10 times smaller than healthcare recruitment. Just imagine, the combined increase in employment is 2.3 million new jobs. So what options do healthcare recruitment have to meet this growing demand? Post an ad on a job board, but the problem is low interaction and low relevancy. To hire a recruiting agency, but extremely expensive, and it's mostly offline. Search on social media, but you struggle with intent. And ask for employee referral, but it's unreliable. So medical recruitment is broken and needs a fresh, relevant solution. That's why we developed MEDIjobs. How does it work? Basically, we reverse the process so that the platform becomes extremely engaging for candidates. So companies are sending job offers, interview requests, and eventually hire candidates on our platform. Exactly how it works, a company is completely free of charge recruiting need. They get matched with suitable candidates, send offers, interview requests, and eventually hire. Our matching algorithm takes into consideration professional background, career goals, even personality characteristics, and we didn't stop here. We developed a machine learning algorithm that learns from past selection of our employers in order to predict future hires. We position ourselves at the intersection of an engaging, relevant, and accessible platform. Oh, what happened? Our business model is pretty simple. We're charging 8% of the annual salary of a hired candidate, and this model worked great for us and for our clients, as we managed to register a 500% increase year over year. We are having now in our community more than 23,000 candidates using our platform. We're growing 1,000 new candidates per month, and an average cost of €2 per user. We have more than 150 active clients, 50 hires per month, and our revenue just registered €20,000 last October. We have an amazing team of 11 persons. I'm sorry you cannot see them on the board now. Cosmini is our CTO, a developer with close to a decade of full stack experience. My brother, George, is a co-founder and operations manager, and myself, I have experience in healthcare as a CEO. We managed to close in March 2018 an angel investment round from Dr. Varga Nayati, an emblematic personality in the healthcare industry in Romania. Our future plan is to develop operation in Germany because we love a good challenge, and it's not for nothing our first stop. A big enough market of 175,000 hires per year as compared to 16,000 in Romania. Thank you.
Anybody? By the way, good job. Sorry about the slides, but did fine.
Thanks.
Can you tell me how long you've been working on this? And I didn't catch the traction of where you're at, of what your community, I kind of missed that. So can you?
Yeah. So the MEDIrecruit service was launched in November 2017.
Okay.
So 2018 was our first full year, like almost full year.
Sure.
We're now at 23,000 users, so candidates looking for jobs, and 150 active clients. We're growing at 1,000 new users per month with an average user acquisition cost of €2.
How many, so what's important, this is a marketplace, right? So how many completed transactions have actually happened this year?
So far it's 300, but we're on our way to 500 this year.
And you're taking a cut, 8% of the salary, is that right?
Yes, annual salary of a hired candidate. So it's a success fee-based model.
Just in Romania?
Right now, yeah, just in Romania.
How do you keep the candidates engaged if you have 23 people on the platform and you only recruit 500 of them? What happens to the rest?
So this is like our secret ingredient, let's say. It's like we developed a tactic using 7 different channels in order to bring the users into our platform and have them engaged. So for the people we don't have matchable jobs, we're like sending them other resources for career development. For example, content like how to negotiate a salary raise, how to create a professional CV for medical sector, and as soon as a proper job comes that is matching their profile, we're sending them. So, and another thing, the candidates are not coming into our platform when they're really actively looking for a job. Even they are not looking right now for a new job, they are interested to create this free profile and just receive offers as soon as they register on our platform. They have nothing to lose, and basically their profile is 100% protected from past employer and current employers.
Why Germany? Why not US or UK or whatever?
Yeah. So first of all, our angel investor is a doctor, both German and Romanian. So like he provided us a lot of insights for German market. Second, Germany is like the biggest medical hub in Europe. It's close to us. The second biggest hub for medical around the world is US with 1.2 million hires per year. But for now, we consider US to be maybe a bit early, so that's why we're making an intermediary step. But for sure, this is where we're going.
As future development, are you going to stuck to medical vertical kind of thing, or do you want to expand on other verticals?
So our platform was designed in a way that it's extremely adaptable to industries. I consider this a very interesting model for highly specialized industries. So it's possible to go into that direction, but for now we want to exploit the opportunity in healthcare that nobody's tapping so far. Maybe after this conference.
But what is your catch that not the big one, a multinational one can come and just erase you because you focus just on one market, and the engagement is very important. So what do you do against it?
A multinational like a medical, like a hospital, a group of hospitals?
No, like Monster.com or whomever, who is also a job
that's
platform at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's a great exit strategy for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next startup pitching on stage, Sypher.
Hello. I am Mihai Ghiță from Sypher. We call ourselves the the 40 years plus technology startup. And this is because both of us, both co-founders, are over 40 years old. And together we have more than 40 years of business and technology experience. Christian has been a co-founder of ePayment, which is now PayU, and Avantgate, which is now to Checkout, and he has been responsible for protecting tens of millions of credit card numbers. I have been working for several years in the insurance industry, and after a while started a software company developing applications for insurance companies and insurance brokers. Now, why am I telling you this? Because both of these industries work with personal data, high volumes of data. And GDPR is basically European legislations that tells the companies they have to protect the data from their customers, they have to ensure the security and the legality of the processing. And this is something that we're familiar with, so we went to look into this and see, okay, what are the opportunities here? Now, the market is very large because medium and large companies are spending between 100,000 and over $1 million, and this is most of it recurring. The only question was for us, what are we going to do to serve this market? So what are we doing right now in a nutshell? We help large companies avoid expensive GDPR mistakes. And it can be a huge fine, it can be reputational risk and things like that. So how exactly are we doing it? First of all, there is a very big challenge in a large company to understand how, why, and where they use personal data. And you might think they have a lot of people and a lot of data and they have resources to do it. But in practice, compliance departments have huge amounts of data. They know they have list of systems, they have contracts, they have documents, but they have little actionable information. They don't know how to sift through all this data to understand exactly how they use the data inside the company. So we have developed a tool which is called 3D Vision, where we import the list of contracts they have, the IT systems, the data in the systems, what the business people say in the questionnaires they do with the data, and we create a 3D model, a visualization of how they use the data, which can be used for practical purposes, like making terms and conditions, and answering questions from people who are asking them, okay, how are you using my data, who do you give it to, and so on and forth. And then after they do this, which is called normally data mapping, they have a solid foundation to build a compliance on. It's like when you build a house, if the foundation is cracked, the walls are going to fall. Now, if you do the data mapping correct, and we are helping them with this, then it's a paint by numbers game to answer specific questions and make sure that you don't forget to look at things, and the platform is guiding them through this. And the last thing is make sure that they document everything and they maintain compliance, which means making sure that people are aware of what they have to do, making sure that the requests from data subjects, which are people like you, are answered on time so they don't get complaints. And also making sure that business people are part of the compliance, because you cannot do compliance in the compliance department. So how we are doing so far, these are some of our customers. We work mainly with large Romanian companies and multinationals. Why are we here? We are looking to expand the team, so we are looking for salespeople and support, and we're also looking for partners because we work very well with consultants and advisors. Our platform is allowing collaboration between large companies and their advisors and consultants. Thank you. Open for questions.
Good to see you again. I saw you back in June. What progress have you made since June, specifically?
Okay, so we have developed further our tools, let's say. There is a trend, let's say, on the market. Most companies are trying to move the spreadsheet online. So going much further, we are giving the companies tools to understand better, as I was saying, how they use data. So we developed this kind of engine, which is not based on AI, it's based on human intelligence. So we made a custom logic module for GDPR. So when you are looking at the data that you have, this module is helping you putting it all together and create a clear picture of how you use it. And this is something that most of our customers appreciate, because the image that they have on their personal data processing is much clearer now.
I'm sorry, but I didn't get how you have access to the information. How intrusive is it?
This is imported. No, we don't access personal data. We are talking about information about their processes. So the business people usually provide information. What do you do in your department? Then the IT will insert a list of systems, who has access to it, the data that they have in the system, the types of data, not the specific data. And then we might take a list of contracts from legal, and also list these are the companies you work with. And when we interpolate, this is why it's called 3D Vision, business, IT, and legal, and we create a map of how they use personal data. But we don't actually touch the personal data of their customers.
How intrusive is it? How difficult is it to create to have access to the information? For you to get an idea about the type of information that the company has?
we don't access, we have, for example, when we make a demo with a customer, we take a sample of their documentation and we import it in the system to show them how it would look when you move it from on the spreadsheet to our platform. So we sign an NDA and then we import it to like a few lines, and then the platform is going to say, look, you have a system in UK, you have a provider in US, and this kind of data you have to say to why do you transfer it to US or things like that. Does this answer your question?
I still don't get how you map the information, but I'll reach out to you.
Okay, we use the information that they have, which is now data, not information. So they have raw information, they have questionnaires, they might use discovery tools to have a list of systems. They have, for sure, in legal, a list of the companies they work with, and this is imported into the system. And then connections are made.
What's your ACV? What is your ACV?
ACV?
Average contract value.
For enterprise, it's around 5,000 euros per year.
Per year?
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound cheap? Okay.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's very cheap.
So I think that one of the answers to your question is that they've raised a seed round since you've seen them last time. And my question is, don't you think that this is a window of opportunity because it's a problem that just arose and it's going to get solved? So you are solving it now, but next year is not going to be a problem anymore for whatever reasons.
Well, it is a problem because if you rely on, let's say, manual documentation, people come and go, and again, you have data, not information. So when someone new is coming and you have to update the documentation on a regular basis, you don't just do it once. You have a new process, you change a system, you do something new in the company, you have to update the documentation, the terms and conditions, and everything that you do. And then, as I was saying, you get requests from people, and you might be a company in 20 countries, and if something happens in Romania, you're going to pay a fine for the entire company.
No, fair enough, but...
Oh, sorry.
Next startup pitching, Pentest Tools. Okay.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adrian Furtuna, and I'm the founder of PentestTools.com, an online platform for cybersecurity assessments. I would like to start with a quick question. Do you know who this guy is? His name is Richard Smith, and he's the CEO of Equifax. Do you know Equifax? They are one of the biggest credit reporting companies worldwide, and they process personal data of more than 800 million consumers. Now, you have probably heard that last year, Equifax had suffered a major data breach, when 146 million records of personal data were stolen from them, containing names, addresses, social security numbers, driver license numbers, and so on, making this one of the biggest data breaches in history. Now, the consequences on Equifax were significant. Their shares have dropped 13%, they had a huge reputational loss, and they recently received the highest possible fine for the legislation at that moment, at £500,000, which is not very much, but if GDPR was in place, the fine could have been more than $100 million. And here's the same guy, the ex-CEO, doing some heavy explanations in the US Congress, taking full responsibility for what happened. Now let's see what has really happened. The company had a vulnerable web server exposed to the internet containing client personal data. And in March last year, the vendor has released a patch for the vulnerability. And the attacks have started in May. So there was a 2-month window when Equifax failed to patch their servers and to protect their customers' data. Now, how this could have been prevented? We say by periodic cybersecurity assessments. And we also say that if Equifax had used our platform, this breach could have been prevented. We, PentestTools.com, are an online platform for cybersecurity assessments. We help companies become resilient against cyber attacks. Our clients use our service to do periodic scans, receive notifications when vulnerabilities are found, and recommendations for fixing them. The platform contains more than 25 essential security tools, among which more than half of them are written by our team, and the others are open source solutions integrated. Here is a sample report that the customer receives. It has all the necessary information to identify the vulnerability and to fix it. The activity on our website, in the last year we had more than 1 million users according to Google Analytics, and all this was achieved only by an organic growth. Our customers are worldwide. We have more than 3,000 customers, and most of them are companies, SMEs. Here is our team. Last year at Innovation Labs, startup competition, we have won the first prize there. And we have also participated in the first batch of the Romanian Orange Fab startup accelerator. Here is our awesome team and our awesome advisors, Andrei Pitiș and Diana Olar. I would like to thank you for your attention and stay safe.
Did I understand correctly that you have 25 different tools that you are using for testing?
Yes.
Okay, what happens to the other type of threats that a company might face?
In security, there is no such 100% security, but we try to cover as much as possible from the security assessment space. So we believe that we are different from the other competitors that by the fact that our platform allows you to do a full security assessment starting from the information gathering phase, network testing, web testing, some exploitation, and the reporting phase.
Okay.
What's the background of your team?
Sorry?
What's the background of your team? You went very quickly with your team, so what's the background in general?
Okay. Myself, I have worked as a penetration tester, an ethical hacker for the past 10 years, doing consultancy for various companies in banking, telecoms, and so on. The other members of the team are software developers, but they have a strong cybersecurity affinity. They do CTFs, and they participate in bug bounty programs.
Other questions?
Yeah, you actually had the list of, you said you have a bunch of customers. So is that users or paying customers? You know, you had a traction slide and it wasn't very clear.
Those were paying customers.
Well, what is the business model and how much are they paying you?
Right now, we sell credit packages. Credits are some kind of virtual currency into the application, and they are buying credit packages to use the tools. Each tool costs a number of credits, and it's subtracted from the amount of credits that they have.
And you started when?
We consider ourselves as a company, as a business, since Innovation Labs last year, respectively in March last year. Okay. But the project was started by myself in 2013, and it has grown as a personal project until then.
Is it also self-service? Sorry, is it all self-service, so people come and just do their pen test online?
It's all self-service right now, yeah.
What is the typical user? I mean, is it a small firm, is it a big firm? You make differentiations, or it's just credits you buy?
The typical usage of the platform. There are multiple user categories, but the most often it is used by small companies who have a few websites or a few IP addresses exposed to the internet, and they want to see their security posture without hiring a consultancy company, which would charge a lot more for those services. And other uses scenarios are that they use us for pre-assessments or for quick assessments before hiring a full audit or to prepare themselves for that.
So besides offline security consultants and things, what other alternatives? Are there any tools that you're competing with?
Yes, there are other tools, some mature ones, but the difference is that we cover the whole process, and they are on some parts of the process.
Who do you think is your toughest competitor?
There are some guys who are call themselves HackerOne. No, Hacker Target. Sorry, Hacker Target. Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry, Hacker Target.
Hacker what?
Hacker Target. HackerOne, it's other thing.
Yeah, because I was like, well, that's tough.
Yeah, but right now we don't see that another platform
Time's
that
up, sorry.
fully covers our
Sorry,
offer.
thank you.
Thank you.
Next startup pitching is TalentBrowse.
Hello, my name is Andrea. I'm co-founder of TalentBrowse, the B2B marketplace offering you IT candidates available to interview immediately. Have you tried hiring software developers lately? It's like finding a bug in thousands of lines of code. You start searching and waste days finding a few candidates interested in having an interview with you. Recruitment agencies have the same problem, struggling to find the right candidates for their clients, only to receive post-interview answers like, I don't like this company, the package is too low, or they are too far. 86% of the candidates they interview remain unplaced, and this leads to lower returns for them. So, we have employers looking to hire fast, and agencies with a list of candidates interviewed and open to make a change. This is where TalentBrowse comes with a solution. We offer you an inventory of interview-ready IT candidates, all vetted by recruitment agencies. How does it work? Agencies publish the profiles on TalentBrowse, and we match them with your jobs. Booking interviews are free, and you only pay for hiring. TalentBrowse keeps a commission, and the rest of the fee goes to the recruitment agency. This way, you get instant interviews with no searching at all. Agencies get more placements, and candidates receive relevant career opportunities. In a market where agencies focus on quality and job boards promise to deliver quantity, TalentBrowse is trying almost the impossible. By aggregating vetted CVs from all recruitment agencies, we offer you both quantity and quality, but most importantly, we offer you availability. We are 6 in the team, and our background is based on 3 key competencies: IT recruitment, software development, and platform engagement. Together, we managed to build TalentBrowse to 350 employers and 31 recruitment agencies, generating a constant pipeline of 400 interview-ready CVs. We plan to scale our model to new locations, new industries with high demand of candidates, and we already identified some premium features we can add on the platform. But first, our focus is on Europe's 800K deficit of IT people, representing a market of almost 6 billion euro. We already started building a foothold in Germany. Why there? Because they need 100,000 software developers, and the number is going up. Talent market is very fragmented there, and this is perfect for TalentBrowse, and we already have a supply of more than 80 candidates open to relocate to Germany. This summer, we secured a 100K investment from Gapminder, and as you can see in our fourth quarter results, this helped us in increasing our operations in Romania and setting up the business in Germany. But in order to completely deploy our model in Germany, we need at least another 100K from you. My name is Andrea. We are TalentBrowse, the quickest IT recruitment platform. Thank you.
So you bet on dropouts, right? On dropouts from interview processes, so the ones who didn't make it.
Not really.
Not really?
No, there are many candidates who say no from the beginning. They are contacted by the agency and they say no to a certain company. But there are dropouts too. Or candidates who don't match with the culture of that company.
And who gives you then the consent to put them on the platform?
Sorry?
From whom did you get the agreement to put them on the platform?
From both the agency and the candidate.
Okay. Why 20% success fee?
Why our commission?
Why not 50?
because agencies need their recruitment in order to supply us with candidates.
But you are dealing with their slow-moving stocks at the end of the day, so they should be happy that you are engaging them, not?
We will be glad to increase this if possible, but as a startup, we have to motivate, and the supply is the most important part of our marketplace. So we have to motivate them to generate candidates, to publish candidates on TalentBrowse.
So assume you conquer Germany, where do you go next?
After Germany, the rest of Europe. We already shortlisted several countries like the Netherlands and Belgium, France, Ireland, and let's see UK if it's still interesting or not. And maybe then other continents maybe.
Other questions? No? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And last startup pitching on stage, Sum and Substance.
Hi everyone, my name is Gecad and I'm one of the founders of Sum and Substance. We provide global know your customer and fast onboarding solution. For example, if you want to open a bank account, you need to go through face-to-face identification at the bank office. It's quite inconvenient and takes lots of time. Our solution allows to conduct the whole procedure online within 2 minutes. To get verified, you just need to take a photo of your passport and, for example, smile into the camera of your iPhone. That's it. After that, our robot analyzes all the data, validates documents, matches faces, and everything. On backend, we ensure all the compliance with the financial and data privacy authorities. Besides legal part, our robot is equipped with a huge anti-fraud toolkit. Let's have a look on some real use cases. This passport looks pretty good and looks like a real document, but it's really hard to determine this is a fake with a human eye, especially when we are talking about huge number of incoming documents daily. And that's how our robot sees the image. The red zone shows the usage of Photoshop. Here is another example. This German ID looks also really good and like a real document, but what about this one? And this one, and this one? All these documents are fake, and you see that it's like a similar template. And it's, in this case, you can rely only on technologies to detect such a fraudulent case. Let's talk about some figures. We are growing fast and we have perfect traction. We keep growing around 20% each month. We have more than 300 paying B2B clients all around the globe. And we currently verify around 500,000 users monthly. It's quite a huge figure. Among our clients, we have such companies like Uber, Get, Avito, and one of the biggest European IT company, Mail.ru Group. We are focusing on online banks, trading platforms, financial services, sharing economy, and cryptocurrency exchanges and blockchain-based projects, basically. The market size is going to be around 1 billion checks next year. We offer a cloud-based solution with pay-as-you-go model, and average price per check is around 1.5 euro. What makes us unique is what all our checks are processed by a robot with the help of cutting-edge technologies instead of using human resources as most of our competitors practice. Actually, after the presentation, I can show you all our technologies, including liveness check with the emotion and behavioral analysis. We're about to close Series A round, and currently we are looking for new partners, new clients, and probably new investors. Thank you.
You did show us some numbers there, but you missed the most important. What's your revenue?
Yes, I'm not sure that I have the rights to disclose our revenue, but you can easily calculate all the numbers with these figures.
Okay.
But also, average price varies. It depends on a particular use case, because in a standard KYC AML, it's one price, and for, let's say, car sharing services, it's quite another procedure, and in some cases it's quite easy, in some cases it's harder. So, and price also depends.
So sorry, I'm just confused. You're the freaking co-founder. Who's not going to allow you to say numbers?
Because we're in process to closing the round, Series A round, and all this. In fact, we have a special guy, CFO, in our team who is responsible for all these figures, and I'm not sure that I'm the right person to answer all the financial stuff.
Okay.
What's your customer acquisition strategy?
Mm.
How are you getting customers?
Sorry?
How are you getting customers?
We receive most of our customers from referral channel, but also we participate in lots of conferences. Regarding digital marketing, we are not that strong at the moment, but we are going in this direction as well.
And so you showed an interesting slide, which is you do have some competitors. I know the guys at Fido and other players. Why? And they've also raised quite a lot of money, right? And I know you guys are raising your Series A or whatever. So what do you think is your edge over them? Like, why do you think you're going to win?
Sorry, why? What?
Why do you think you're going to win versus your competition?
Most of regarding sorry. I'm not sure I got the question.
Okay, let me. How do I?
What's your USP?
Why are you better than the others?
Yeah, that's better.
What's our competitive advantage, right?
Yes, thank you. What is your competitive advantage?
Okay, in fact, besides huge technologies and perfect customer support, we also have super huge in-house legal department. As long as we are working with personal sensitive data, we need to be aware of all the changes and all the regulations in different countries. And basically we provide like a box solution for our customers, including legal expertise, KYC, AML checks, and also we can store all the personal data for our clients. And usually that's why they choose us, because also we can help our clients to open a bank account, for instance. We work closely with FCA, which is UK financial regulator, with CISAC, and so we have all the necessary support in the technical and legal documentation that can be provided to a bank or financial regulator in case of their request. So in this case, we're quite like a box solution.
Right. So you cannot tell us about your revenues, but you had a slide there with a lot of customers. Are they paying customers, so we can kind of extrapolate anything from there, or?
Yes, all these customers are paying our paying client.
Okay.
So we have banks, we have taxi services, we have different marketplaces, payment systems, blockchain crypto exchanges.
Thank you.